Movie screenplays are a dime a dozen here in Southern California. It's incredibly hard to get a studio to buy a script. It's even tougher to actually get a script made into a movie released in theaters. So what happens to all those great scripts that never make it to the screen? Nothing, usually. But for a few truly terrible scripts, there is a life after studio rejection. It's called Magnum Opus Theatre. The latest season kicks off this weekend at the Actors Circle Theatre in West Hollywood. I spoke recently with the producer, Brandon Clark, and I asked him how the theater got its start.
Well, it started many years ago. A friend of ours worked in a production company, and her job was to write coverage of all these screenplays that came in unsolicited. And as a hobby, she was collecting the ones that were truly awful, not just bad, and put them in a pile. And we came up with the idea of performing these scripts live on stage exactly as the author had written them. Not playing up the comedy, but as a result, they are hilarious because we have to justify all of the mistakes that the author made. Misspellings, run-on sentences. In one scene that we do in a script, the author has forgotten which character she's writing for and mistakenly puts in the name of another character. So we just have to have that extra character just run on stage, deliver one of the lines, and run off again. And somehow justify this in the author's mind because the author was never wrong. This was a choice they made.
Do you actually talk to the authors of these screenplays and get permission from them?
We have. Most of them we've contacted. There's a couple that we have been unable to contact. We've sent letters. It's to a P.O. box. They haven't responded. This was years ago that they sent in these scripts. And we've actually have another one that's coming up later in the fall that the author actually wants to come out and do a Q&A for.
Wow.
She's very excited that anyone is doing her script.
Now, anyone who's familiar with the screenplay knows that it's not just the lines of dialogue. There's also, the scenic directions, the lines that set up who the characters are and where they're at, and any kind of, dramatic action that doesn't actually involve dialogue.
Yes.
I understand you include those lines as well in your productions?
Oh, yes. Well, we have to, because when these are written, they are written for very visually. But when we do them on stage, we have to translate them to a theatrical sense. So we incorporate all of the stage directions, scenic directions. And a lot of those are the funniest parts of Magnum Opus because we do things like live montages where it could be, 10, 15 different scenes all cut together quickly, and we have to do them quickly. And, of course, we are very grateful to have the talent of one of the great master thespians of theater, Mr. Thurston Eberhard Hillsborough Smythe, who actually reads these stage directions for us. He is the leader of our band. And
I understand that, to just pull back the curtain here, you, Brandon Clark, are in fact actually portraying Thurston Eberhard Hillsborough Smythe?
That has been alleged, yes.
I see. Well, you've been kind enough to bring in two of your fellow thespians here. We have here in the studio Michael Lanahan and Jamie Andrews. And we could perhaps have you as Thurston Eberhard Hillsborough Smythe set up for us the scene, and then let's hear a little bit, a sample of the dialogue of Magnum Opus Theatre.
Thank you very much, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. This is Thurston Eberhard Hillsborough Smythe, and it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Michael Lanahan and Miss Jamie Andrews to perform a selection from the epic masterwork, Abby's Choice. Now, Abigail Van Loren is a successful New York novelist who has a plethora of paramours, and she must decide over the course of this masterwork which one she is going to choose. And this is a scene where she is visiting one of her three suitors. Exterior, Tony's place. Abby pulled up outside Tony's townhouse and stayed seated in her Jeep for a while. She hesitates, glancing at the door. Finally, she exits the vehicle, walk up to the door, and ring the bell.
Hi, Tony. Hug.
Hey, come on in. Why didn't you use your keys?
I couldn't find them.
Are you all right?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm great now that you're here. Oh, baby, I miss you so much. Kiss, hug.
I'm about to recreate the puking scene from The Exorcise if you don't put me down right this minute.
All right. So were you able to take care of whatever it was from the other night, and is it all right now?
Yes, it's fine, and I'm sorry for running out on you like that.
It's okay. I understand.
Good, because I need to talk to you seriously.
Why are alarms going off in my head?
I don't think it has to be bad, but that depends on you.
Okay. Let me hear it.
How would you feel about sharing me with another woman?
You mean like a threesome?
No, I mean, I'm with her separately from you and not all of you together. So how do you feel about it?
You said all. Why didn't you say two?
Because there is a third person involved.
Let me guess. The third person is that bloke Sean from dinner the other night, right?
Yes, so how do you feel about all of it?
How the F do you think I feel?
Wow, guys, that was truly amazing.
Truly awful and amazing.
I love that you guys actually took this totally seriously. You're just going with the script. I'm curious, Jamie, what's it like as an actress? Usually you're performing words that you would imagine are really well written.
Well, I think, unfortunately, you don't always get to do stuff that's so well written. So it really helps with that, with working on any kind of material, because you're learning to really invest in something, whether it's ridiculous or not.
How does the audience, who's even coming to see this? What are the audience members like, and how do they react to this, Michael?
It's great. It's both a really broad comedy because with the stage directions, a lot of our actions are very slapsticky, but because of the grammar issues and incorrect words and also just bad story structure, you get a lot of people who are actually, it's really intelligent. You have to be kind of smart to see why it's so bad in a lot of ways.
I would imagine that this would just, I'm thinking I could write a movie if this is what people are sending into studios. Jamie, what do you think? Does this inspire you to think, well, I could do a better job than this?
I think it does. When you see what's out there, you figure the only difference between you and them is that they did it and you didn't. So, what's stopping us from putting out? That's what's stopping us, knowing that someone like us might pick it up and turn it into some mockery.
Yes, feel free to write a script for us. We would love that.
It's Magnum Opus Theatre, and you can catch it starting this weekend at the Actors Circle Theatre. My thanks to the founder, Brandon Clark, and performers Michael Lanahan and Jamie Andrews. Thanks so much, and I guess you say break a leg with something like this, even if it's as terrible as all that, yeah?
Yes, break a leg, bust a spleen, anything like that.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.